Hey guys, today we're going to test Laren Thomas's ProCut steel by cutting 1-inch rope until our blade snags on paper, batoning it against the grain until it does the same, and then we're going to drop some steel balls on it to check for edge toughness and durability. Now, I'm going to compare these results to steels I've previously tested to see how ProCut stacks up and whether or not it's right for me in my setup. This steel is touted as the 52100 bearing steel killer, so to speak. 52100 is known amongst the commonly forged knife steels as a top performer in edge retention and toughness. It's just a little finicky to forge and heat treat, so to have an alternative that outperforms 52100 would be pretty amazing. Not only is ProCut touted as easy to heat treat, but it has enough nickel to etch brightly and replace steels like 15 and 20 and Damascus billets. Chemically, it's similar to 15 and 20, but it does add a fair amount of vanadium and tungsten. After forging, Laren recommends a single normalization cycle followed by a fast DET anneal. Then ProCut can be quenched from 1500 degrees to 1650 degrees, depending on whether you're looking for better abrasion resistance and edge retention or a higher toughness. Since this steel hasn't been forged, it's straight from the producer, I'm going to just go straight to quench for testing. As you can see, ProCut is a bit less tough than 52100 when quenched from 1550 degrees Fahrenheit, but tougher than 5200, sort of in the 8670 range when it's quenched from higher temperatures like 1625 degrees Fahrenheit. Laren's also done some Catra edge retention testing, and ProCut outperforms 52100 steel by 8 to 10% and 1095 by about 20%, which is pretty amazing if that's true. So one has to decide what Catra testing means to them, as we don't go around cutting Catra cards in the real world, but 52100 is such a terrific performing steel, I'm excited to see if ProCut can perform even better. Here's the first knife I made with ProCut. It hardened to 65 HRC after quenching, but tempering was problematic as it constantly tempered about 2 HRC softer than it should have, according to Laren's curve. Now, I ultimately brought it to 62 HRC for testing so that I can compare it to the results of a very similar 52100 blade I tested recently at that hardness. Now, both knives have nearly identical behind the edge thicknesses and are sharpened at 2000 grit at 17 degrees per side. Here's the deal. I tested this ProCut knife 3 times through rope. The results aren't great. It's putting in about 9.5 to 10.5 or 11 cuts each attempt. And that is just not the edge retention that I was hoping for based on the Catra results. Let me show you what I'm talking about. With various blade geometries and HRCs of anywhere from 59 to 62, W2 steel, 1084, 1095, 80 CRV, and the 5160 knives I've tested cut this rope anywhere from about 7.5 to 11 times. I got 5160 to go through it 12 times once, and 52100 is up here at 13 at an HRC of 60 and 14 at an HRC of 62. And that is where I was hoping ProCut would fall, somewhere in the 15 to 16 range maybe. My buddy who gave me this steel called Pops to report the softer tempering results and middle of the road edge performance, questioning whether or not he was sent the correct steel. He was told he was, and that it's likely a result of decarb along the edge, as if I've never heard of that. Anyway, I ground this back several millimeters just to prove that that wasn't the issue. The performance is identical. So I ordered my own piece of ProCut, and heat treating yielded the same temper curve, 2 HRC points lower than this graph. What else has this temper curve? I believe 15 and 20 tempers something like this. The performance at 62 HRC was just as mediocre for this knife, so I re-quenched the blade and tempered it to 63.5 HRC. So let's see. And the result was just not much better. So at this point, I thought about stopping these tests because it doesn't perform through rope any better than anything else, and it's not even close to 52100. But for completeness, I'm going to go ahead and baton through the cedar. So we have 9 times through cedar before it gave up its edge, which is quite good. Here's a blade before batoning, and next to it is after batoning. There's no major issues. I think some of these blemishes may be microchips, but I don't know. The performance is so good. I'm not sure that would matter at this point. I put the tip into this 2x4 and pried it out. Now the first 5 times by stabbing it in, it did great. When I hammer it in and pry it against the edge of the vise here, it does snap, which really is not a surprise. Especially at this HRC. Maybe I shouldn't have done that last bit. I mean, if you're worried about the fragility, just check out the results of the steel balls test. Dropping these steel balls through a 5-foot tube produced no major issues, really. There's barely any deformation, actually. For an edge this thin, that's pretty remarkable. So it's a very, very tough steel. I would have expected some chipping out here. All right, so small ball, big ball, big ball. This is probably the only big ball strike that really counts because it's the one that the clamp device held on to. Super good results, super good results. This is a very thin edge. There's deformation, but there's no chipping. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Why don't you just do Laren's prescribed heat treatment with the normalization and the fast DET anneal? That's probably why you're not getting good results. All right, so we've done sort of the heat treatment you would do like right out of the box, just straight to quench type of stuff. But let's try it as if we've forged it maybe and just sort of do the full thing. On Laren Thomas's website, I think there is maybe a small difference in outcomes if you go ahead and do a normalization cycle at 1650 degrees than what he describes as a DET anneal, sort of a subcritical anneal. So we're going to run this sample through that, and then we'll do the tempering. I'll cut off a piece to temper at different temperatures, and we'll plot a temper curve, and then maybe we'll do some performance testing. This is dead on 65. I don't know if you can see that or not. So 65, 65, and a 66. These were all 62. After 400 degrees temper, I got these 3 readings all at 61. And by the way, this does come with a calibration block. You guys don't see me use it, but I calibrate it before each experiment. So after a full heat treatment, this temper curve is a lot closer to what's expected. Let's put it through rope and see if we get a different result here at 63.5 HRC. I mean, believe it or not, it's still the same performance. All right, small ball here, big ball, but it wrenched away from the vise. So I dropped it a couple more times. Here's a big ball up here, but also flew out of the vise. And then here's one where it stayed in the vise. What's my takeaway? Assuming this is genuine, accurately manufactured ProCut, as conceived by Laren Thomas, the results in my shop demonstrate a very tough steel, but mediocre edge retention, I think, at best. You know, I think if you ran all these other steels at 63 or 64 HRC, they would also perform similar to ProCut in edge retention, if not maybe even a little better. It is definitely not the 52100 killer I was hoping for, at least in my shop through rope. What results do you get in your shop with ProCut? I think that's most important. And what sort of results with edge retention do you get on tests you think are valuable? I mean, If this does great on a Catra test, this steel, that's great. It doesn't do so good through rope. For me, you have to decide what that means to you. Maybe there are other test mediums that it performs better than 52100 on. But for me, as things look in my shop, I don't have a use for this steel. You guys have a good one.